Hey, buddy.
Oh, hello.
How are you doing this fine day?
I am excellent. How are you doing?
I'm really good. This is the first time in a while we've recorded a podcast at kind of like a normal time of day.
Yeah, Like not early in the morning or at midnight?
Yeah, so I feel like I've got all my faculties with me for the first time in a long time. But I haven't yet decided whether or not that's going to be, that's going to help the podcast be funny or be detrimental to the funniness of the podcast.
We just gotta be careful not to overthink it.
Oh, no chance of that this week, my dude.
That's a good point.
No chance of that at all. It's very hot here.
It's very hot here also.
Yeah, you do live in one of those southern states. What kind of temperatures you got flying around down there, those parts?
Well, yesterday it was like it was like 94 with a heat index of 105.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. You mentioned that yesterday when we recorded the last week's episode.
I'm pretty sure it was still like 93 today. It was so hot. I was melting at work.
Oh no, they shouldn't.
Yep.
Oh, they shouldn't allow that, in my opinion.
Yeah. They had to mop me up and wring me out so that more of me was together because I was melting. And then they stuck me in the freezer for a little bit to re-solidify.
You are my good ice golem brother. That is one of the things that it's one of the things that we never mention about you on the podcast. Because like I know that you're not one of those golems that has to make a big deal about being a golem and have golem decor all over your house and that kind of thing. But you are an ice golem. You are an elemental creature, and the hot weather is dangerous for you. And I think it's important that we remind our listeners of that.
Yeah, fun fact about my life: Disney actually paid me a whole lot of money for my life rights, and they made it into a movie called Frozen.
Let me parse that for a second. Are you saying that the movie Frozen, the little snowman in there is actually an ice golem?
Yeah,
He's just a snowman, though.
But he's alive. He's a being crafted out of inanimate materials given life. How is that not a golem?
Oh, so you're using golem more in the traditional sense and less in the Dungeons and Dragons sense.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you could make any kind of golem. So because to me, like, a golem is like you've got a rock golem, an ice golem, a flesh golem, an iron golem, etc. Ones that you find in your monster manual. But you're saying you could just cobble together any old kind of stuff and make a golem out of it.
The other day, I made a bicycle golem.
Now, is that just one bicycle that you brought to life, or does it need to be a stack of bicycles in the form of like an anthropomorphized creature?
Yeah, it's that. So his head is a wheel, and his hands are wheels, and his legs are also wheels. But it's all, welded together with bicycle framework into his body.
Kind of just a more environmentally conscious transformer.
Yeah, and he doesn't really transform so much as he just like stands up and then kind of lies down.
That's something that people don't talk about a lot is the Decepticons are evil, Autobots are good, air quotes, but like my man Optimus Prime is his semi-truck. Like, what kind of emissions is he putting out every time Autobots rolls out,
Don't they run on like Energon or something? I don't think they burn the fossil fuels.
What kind of emissions do Energon put out? I haven't seen any studies.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. We have no idea the impact Energon's having on our ozone layer.
No, I mean, all those little kids that are friends with the Transformers and riding around with them could, 10 years down the road from now, it's like, hey, guess what? You've all got
mesothelioma.
Yep, one of those. Fuck, the thing about Energon, it was just their word for asbestos. Dang it. We really should have looked further into this.
Sam, we have to get the Energon cube. It's all over the lining of your house.
Are you doing Supernatural or are you doing Transformers?
That was Optimus Prime. No, if it was Supernatural, it would be
Sam.
Okay, wait, no. Give me Optimus Prime.
Sam.
Now give me Dean.
Sam.
Optimus Prime.
Sam.
Now Dean.
Sam.
Now Sam Elliott catching a glance of his own reflection in a mirror and being just really impressed with how good he looks that day.
Sam.
Oh my God, that was fantastic. Should we do a podcast?
Yeah, let's do one.
All right. Improvy.
Hello.
This is your world's first and foremost film repair podcast. I'm your licensed and board-certified film repair technician, Phil Strassman.
And I'm your executive film form, James Kettler. I almost fucked that up because you did it normally this time.
It really threw you off.
Because it's been getting progressively worse.
Yeah, but I
and
feel
then
like
that one was just clean and regular.
I know. I feel like it kind of bottomed out last week, so I needed to just cycle back through.
Yeah, reset it.
Mm-hmm, and we'll see what happens this time. Then we'll see how things transform and evolve and permutate.
Yeah.
Oh man, got a box of tangerine LaCroix this week.
Oh yeah,
it's a good, nice flavor.
People love the LaCroix so much.
I really do. I enjoy them a lot.
I don't understand them.
I mean, I got into them. I've been doing dry Januaries for a couple of years now, where I don't drink any alcohol in the January times.
Mm-hmm.
The first January that I did that, I was playing Dungeons and Dragons, and my habit typically when I play Dungeons and Dragons is to house lots and lots and lots of cans of PBR.
Sure.
Over the course of the D&D sessions, you eat a bunch of snacks, smoke a bunch of weed, drug, and then you drink a lot of PBR.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have that, and so I wanted to replace it with a non-alcoholic analog. So I just started crushing case after case of LaCroix. Now I do love their refreshing, bubbly mouthfeel and subtle fruit flavor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why. I mean, I don't drink like the soda pop typically, like the sweet sizzle water. I'll get a glass Coke every once in a while if I'm getting some food at a food cart, but for the most part, I don't drink a lot of soda. So the LaCroix flavor, subtle though it may be, is my palate hasn't been deadened to it like some.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't drink a ton of soda anymore, but obviously as a younger man, I did. So it just mostly tastes like water to me because my mouth is broken from all them 2 liters of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, you broke your mouth. I'm looking at the Apple trailers here, looking for a trailer for us to warm up on before we dive into this big bad movie. And the issue with recording 2 episodes of the podcast 2 days in a row is that we've kind of gone through a lot of these already. Okay, I'm over at IMDb on their trailers page.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen something here called Race 3.
Yeah, I see that.
No, I
missed the first 2 races.
Yeah, we're going to be a little lost, I think, because we did miss the first 2 races. But let's see if we can parse what's going on here. Oh, this one's not in English.
So, Phil, we don't got to be Western-centric with this podcast.
No, I know. So just a Hindi Fast and the Furious is what that one is, huh?
It's just Bollywood Fast and Furious, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of really, really attractive people in really nice clothes dancing and saying sassy things and shooting guns at each other from cars.
Mm-hmm. How about a Fast and Furious movie set in the Cars universe?
Okay. We've dwelled in the Cars universe before. We know our way around there.
Yeah, huh?
So in the Fast and the Furious movie, are there drivers or is it still just the cars?
I think the cars drive bigger things.
Oh, okay. So it's a ragtag family of illegal racer cars who haven't watched any of the Fast and Furious movies. They got to go real fast.
Sometimes they steal stuff.
What if they drive insanely handsome Hindi men? What if they drive really handsome Indian men in like GQ-ass fucking suits? And it's Race Car McQueen and all of his friends, and they just climb up into a bunch of sexy folks and drive them around and like make sassy glances at each other.
Yeah, And then, so what are they doing when they're piloting these men?
I just said they dance and they shoot guns and they make sassy glances at each other and they put on mascara and eyeliner.
But what's like the mission?
The mission is who can shoot gun the sexiest way.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's actually a runway show. So
okay.
The difference between people and cars is
in the Cars universe they call it a driveway show.
Oh my God, James. God damn it. Look, here's what people do. Walk around, wear clothes. Here's what cars do. Drive around, go fast. So a person whose natural state is walk around, wear clothes, gets in a car in order to experience the car life, which is drive around, go fast. A car who is climbing into a person would arguably want to do the opposite thing, which is walk around, wear clothes. So they have a big runway. driveway show.
Yep.
Where they all drive their sexy humans around and show off their nice outfits.
And shoot guns.
And they shoot guns, but not add anything, just in a sexy way in slow motion.
Yeah, because so as we all know, thanks to crack.com, the Cars movies do take place in a post-apocalyptic future where all humans are gone and the technologies become sentient.
Yeah, right.
So this driveway show, they're just shooting guns and stuff because this is like their rough approximation of what human culture was that they've absorbed from the movies that are left over.
Correct. It's like when a dog finds a cell phone and just barks at it because he thinks that this is just the thing you make noise at.
Right.
Yeah, that's the car's limited understanding of human activity. Strut around in clothes and shoot guns look cool.
Because the only movies that they have access to are Devil Wears Prada and Rambo First Blood.
Yeah, and John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the movie's called, of course,
Runway Driveway.
Driveway. Cars 4, Runway, Driveway.
Yeah.
Race 3, Cars 4.
Yeah. Or would it be Race 3, Cars 4, or would it be Cars 4, Race 3?
I think it's Cars 4, Race 3. Shall we do another trailer?
We can go back to our bread and butter of shitty horror movies and watch The Nun.
Yeah, let's see what this nun is up to.
She's the only one.
She's got a real situation of a face.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a movie-length version of those memes where it's like, don't stop looking at the picture until you find it, and then a spooky ghost shows up.
Yeah. If you look closely, you can see a ghost in this car commercial. Blah! Yeah, that title was misleading because there were 2 nuns.
Well, otherwise that nun trick wouldn't have worked, James.
Mm-hmm.
I think, so this movie's a spooky horror movie about 1 or 2 nuns who live in a basement, and I think I know how to fix it, James.
Oh yeah, hit me with it.
Now, this is kind of continuing our previous trailer exploration of like what it means to be human and what a human being is and who wears clothes and why.
Mm-hmm.
Now, nuns are just folks, typically. They're just folks who put on a habit and then go to live with God.
Yeah, they married to Jesus.
But this movie seems to treat nuns like they're some sort of special ghost species independent of human beings.
I saw a nun. A nun!
Yeah, and then at the end, they literally did the raptor trick from Jurassic Park, where she sees the one nun and the other nun comes out at her. So what if it's sort of a ghost in the darkness kind of a situation, but instead of lions, it's nuns?
So, like Ghost in the Darkness, this is a period piece.
Yeah, which I think this nun movie is also.
I think it's like 1920s, 1930s New York.
New York.
Yeah, NYC.
Okay.
They're building all them big buildings. And there's this tiny little nunnery that they gotta knock down to put up their big building. But, it's haunted by nuns.
I was thinking even more literally than that is it's, we're trying to put the railroad through here or the big building through here, but it is in the middle of a wild nun habitat. They've lived peacefully alongside human beings for a long time, but now this one nun's got a thirst for human blood. We need you to go in and hunt her and put her down. But she's taught the rest of her pack how to hunt.
I like the idea that the nun's habitat is still just like a convent, though, and they're just building a railroad straight through a convent.
James, habitat, get it?
Oh, I do now, yeah. Yep.
And the movie's called Natural Habitat. Nunchural Habitat.
On the poster, habit is written in one color, and then the at is written in a different color.
Yeah, it's Nunchural Habitat. Yeah, and it is just a convent like in the woods. It just grew there.
Yeah, yep.
Wherever a habit grows, the nuns will make their den. Or wherever a convent grows, the nuns will make their den, not a habit. That's their hat.
That's the hat.
Yeah, it's a bunch of wild nuns.
Nunchural habit hat.
And then, it's Nunchural Habit Hat. Nuns Gone Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. Oh, man. Good stuff.
Phil, do you feel ready?
I feel ready. I feel so ready. I'm so excited for what I have in store for you today, James.
Yeah, I have a lot of ideas.
I'm glad you do because I don't have any.
You have none?
I want to clarify this. I'm not bringing any ideas, James. What I've brought is a creation.
Oh.
So I'm just going to have you rattle off a grip of your ideas, and then we're going to explore the creation. Now, the one rule that I do have for your ideas is any ideas that you may have that's like, what if instead of Abraham Lincoln, it's this other president who does this? I need you to just throw those in the trash right now because we're going to tackle that with the creation.
All right. Scratch off the first 5 ideas on my list.
Yeah, just knock those right out of there.
Okay.
So what we should say we have got a bad habit of not saying what movie we're talking about.
Yep.
We're repairing the bad film Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
One of my most favoritest bad films.
It's a real piece of garbage.
It's really bad. I do love it.
It's very silly. I can see why you like it. There's some silly nonsense. He knocks
Abraham
down trees
Lincoln,
with one fell swoop and
he
runs across the
explodes
backs
trees.
of horses.
Yeah, he gets horses thrown at him, and then he catches the horse, and the horse does a barrel roll, and he ends up on top of the horse, and then he rides it.
Yeah, it honestly more than anything reminded me of Detective D in The Mystery of the Phantom Flame.
I can see that.
But not quite as coherent a story.
Yeah, which is a feat in and of itself.
So I have created a machine for repairing this movie, but before we delve into the creation, why don't you give me some ideas for how to fix the movie Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
All right, we'll start classic with I'm gonna give him the worst one first.
Okay, and go ahead and play me the theme song for "Give 'Em Your Worst" first.
Give him your worst first. Give him your worst first. Give him your worst first.
Oh, you did the remake, the remix this time.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. I like that. Really bringing it up into a more contemporary kind of a vibe. Get that younger audience, that coveted 18 to 24 set.
Yeah, I had Seeb come in and do some work on it, and they redid it for me.
Yeah, thanks, Seeb. All right, what's that worst one, baby?
It's the classic good story of an indestructible top hat.
Okay. Because in this movie,
Mary Todd Lincoln stands on a top hat, and the top hat supports her whole weight for several seconds while she kisses Abraham Lincoln on the face.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of one of those top hats that you see that's collapsible, and then you can pull it out and go like, and then the top hat pops out of it. Sort of the opposite of that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's just a story told from the hat's perspective. And I think there was, a fluke at the haberdashery some 300 years ago, and like, oops, we made a hat. We made a magic indestructible hat.
We made the hat too powerful. We've combined the fabrics and the mercury together in an alchemical way that it's unleashed properties in hat materials we never thought possible before.
Yeah.
If we knew the secrets of how we did it, then we could build indestructible tanks and buildings and spaceships and stuff. But we forgot. Oops. So it's just this one. It's kind of like Captain America's shield.
Yeah. Or his soldier serum. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and for a while the top hat's riding high because he looks good on everybody. He always looks nice, but he can never die. And eventually the top hats do go out of fashion.
Do hats die?
They get thrown in the trash.
I guess that's true.
It's like Toy Story rules, once you get thrown in the trash, you go to the incinerator at some point and then you're dead. You're a dead toy.
You've been killed. Yeah.
Let's see what else. Oh, so lots of Abraham Lincoln's vampire killing training in this movie centers around him being able to spin his axe real good. Yeah,
he spins it real good. He uses the power in his heart of hating having lost his mother in order for axe power.
Yeah. So I wanted to take that to its most extreme. And so I was trying to think of like, what could there be where you fight and how you spin your weapon makes you better at it. And so I think in my head, it became an anime. I think it just has to be an anime. And I'm calling it Baton Battle X, ! Subtitle, Spinning for Winning.
That's really good. I thought you were going to go fidget spinner with it.
No. Although that is also a good one. Haven't we done that one too? Haven't we done a fidget spinner anime?
I think we might have actually. So it's an anime. Is it an actual physical battle with the batons, or is it sort of like the sports animes that you love, where it's just a battle between competing baton twirlers?
I think it's both.
Oh, okay.
So I think it is a high school sports competition, but the better you twirl your baton, like lasers come out of it and they hack your opponent to pieces.
Oh, so the children are murdering one another.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you ever seen that anime Dead Man Wonderland?
No.
You should watch it. It's pretty good. It's real weird. It's about a bunch of people, like a bunch of death row inmates who have magic blood powers, and they're forced to compete in gladiatorial combat.
Okay, so it's like a battle royale or like a death like a death race, but with baton twirling.
And it is high school students, not like inmates.
Yeah, and are there other related high school performers competing as well? Like, is there like maybe a flag squad out there twirling their flags, but then when they twirl the flags turn into blades and slice each other apart?
Yeah, the cheer team, they do their pom-poms right. The pom-poms shoot machine guns.
The color guards out there garroting people with ribbons.
Just whipping them ribbons through the air, slicing off heads.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like that a lot.
Show choirs there, and they're just like Black Canarian, like making sound waves that blow up your mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's really good, and I would watch the shit out of that anime 100%.
Yeah.
What else do you have, James?
I got a lot. How many you want me to go through before we get to the creation?
Why don't you give me a couple more, and then we'll explore the creation. Give me your top two.
Okay. All right. So there's a scene in this movie where Abraham Lincoln's fighting with a vampire in just a flood of horses.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's very good.
They run all up on the horses and they throw the horses and such.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that movie War Horse?
Yeah, we talk about it a lot.
Yeah. So that's a movie about a horse that fights in a war.
Mm-hmm.
My movie's called Horse War. It's about a war fought with horses.
Oh, okay. So it's not a war fought in a horse, which would have been the sort of maybe the logical reversal of the sentence that you said. But so it's a war fought with horses, which is just all of them until like 100 years ago.
Yeah, but no, the horses aren't just transport. The horses are all the weapons.
All the weapons are horses.
Everyone uses
horses
a horse.
All the way down.
Yeah, they're swinging horses at each other. They're shooting horses out of horse cannons.
Are there Trojan horses?
Yes, and they're filled with just regular horses with like bombs strapped to them.
They're full of more horses who are armed with guns that shoot smaller horses.
Yeah.
I want to see a scene where the catapult launches a big old Clydesdale, and then while the Clydesdale's in the air, she pulls out two machine guns two bazookas, each of which launch little Shetland ponies. And each Shetland pony pulls out two machine guns that fire a barrage of even tinier pygmy horses that they just kick the shit out of people, or do they explode?
You're just swarmed, but it's like a swarm of ants all over you, but they're just stomping you to death with their hooves.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Heat-seeking horses.
Yeah. You get ground to a very fine pulp very slowly.
Yeah, and then, but the tides of the war finally turn when a new army emerges with their new weapon development nobody's ever seen before. It's centaurs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can I tell you where I thought you were going to go with that might make it better?
Elephants?
No. What? No.
Oh, what?
I thought you were going to say that the horse's closest friend turned hated enemy have showed up with special new technology, guns that they're going to use because they are very smart deer that have built guns to take down all these horses.
Wait, I didn't realize that the horse and the deer were frenemies.
Yeah, they used to be friends. You know, they're very close. They're similar, but those fucking deer had to go be all smart and stuff out in the woods.
Yeah, they got wood smart, and they used the trees and twigs and leaves to build guns. Real guns, not horse guns, bullet guns.
Yeah.
They slaughter us all.
Mm-hmm. It's like Alien versus Predator. Whoever wins, we lose.
Yeah. Give me your one more idea, and then we'll explore the potential of the creation.
Alan Tudyk in this movie
Mm-hmm.
as Stephen Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie tries to do a thing where, like, the inspiration for the Lincoln-Douglas rivalry was that Lincoln stole him girlfriend.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really, like, go anywhere or resolve at all or come up again. So I was just watching this movie for, the 100th time, looking at all those shots of Alan Tudyk, like, wistfully looking at Mary Todd and Abe ballroom dancing, and thought, what if he was in love with Lincoln, though? What if he's actually upset that this pretty lady is making moves on this beefy store clerk vampire hunter soon to be president, and Stephen's too shy to say hi?
So it's a historical fiction, sort of like an alternate history historical fiction, where Lincoln Douglas, instead of becoming a style of debate, was in fact just a beautiful queer romance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think it starts out as a debate, and they're hated rivals, and they're debating each other so hard. But the more they debate in the polite, like Lincoln Douglas style, where they're rebutting each other and taking time to consider each other's positions, the more they learn from each other, and the more they respect each other.
Yeah.
And then they're like, next thing they know is like, hey, look, today was a pretty hard debate that we had. I know things got a little heated out there. Let's wind down with a little bit of dinner, a little bit of wine and spaghetti.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The next thing you know, Lincoln v. Douglas is Lincoln
plus Douglas.
Plus
Lincoln / Douglas.
Lincoln's, it's Lincoln Douglas / fic. And that's how the trailer would go. It would be Lincoln v. Douglas, and then one of the sides of the V would fall off, and it would be Lincoln / Douglas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next thing you know, they're smooching on stage.
Yep.
Standing on top of top hats.
Obviously, Steven's doing that part.
James, shall we explore the creation?
Yeah, Phil, what do you have for me this week?
So I've made something here, and I don't know if it's going to generate any useful movie ideas, but it does make really, really funny movie titles.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we should be able to explore, generate at least a couple of those into some real movie ideas. So what I've done is I've made a spreadsheet.
Okay.
And in one column of that spreadsheet, I've listed every president of the United States, with the exception of Abraham Lincoln, because he's already in this movie, and the bad current one.
Right.
And in another column, I've put a lot of types of things. Some of these things are like vampires, for instance, zombie and werewolf. Some of these things are other sorts of monsters and creatures, and some of them are more banal objects. And then in a final column, I've put a bunch of things. They're called agent nouns, and it's basically things like hunter or helper
fighter.
Or kisser. Fighter, yeah. And I've programmed this spreadsheet to randomly pick one thing from each of those three columns.
Okay. All right, let's see what you got.
So right now, the one that I've got preloaded here says Bill Clinton's skeleton arouser.
Oh, Bill Clinton's dead at that point, right? But he still wants to fuck. So
yeah, he's still a real horny, nasty fucker.
Yeah,
and the skeletons are into it. Okay. So let me just start cycling through and see what we can get here. Barack Obama Slenderman Buster.
That's awesome.
So it's like a Ghostbuster, but of Slenderman.
Mm-hmm.
Grover Cleveland Dinosaur Hider. Do you have a velociraptor in the Oval Office? No. I can see its head peeking out from behind your desk. No, you can't.
I had non-consecutive terms because I took the middle one off to just go find my Brontosaurus. I couldn't remember where I put him.
Well, yeah, so this next one's kind of the opposite of that one. This one's John Quincy Adams' Caveman Finder. He's in here. He was in the cave.
He just has an Encino. He finds an Encino man, but then he just wants to keep doing it, so he just goes and finds a bunch more.
I love my Encino man so much. I will build an Encino man army. Grover Cleveland again. So this is his non-consecutive second term. Grover Cleveland Samurai Imposter.
I love that one too.
Ooh, I'm a samurai.
I'm pretty sure you're not.
William Henry Harrison Rhinoceros Smotherer.
That's why his term was so short. It went awry.
Oh, man. Rutherford B. Hayes, horse baker.
Wait, so does he bake for horses or does he bake horses?
No, he's a horse who bakes.
Oh, fuck. Oh. He got enlisted into that horse war we talked about earlier, and then he was a war hero at the end of it and became president.
Got elected president, but never gave up on his true passion, which was creating beautiful breads and pastries.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This one actually sounds maybe like it could be true. This one's Lyndon B. Johnson, cowboy doctor.
Again, is he a doctor for cowboys, or is he a cowboy who is also a doctor?
Yes.
I would believe both.
I ain't seen no doctor who ain't also a cowboy what could understand my ailments.
None of these city doctors understand what happens when you get a horseshoe lodged in your trachea.
James Buchanan, Pokemon absorber.
He's just a Pokeball.
Benjamin Harrison, Bigfoot fucker.
Oh. You turn on Pawn Stars and all those fuckers are still talking about how they're related to Benjamin Harrison, but they're very proud of their Bigfoot fucker heritage.
Yeah. They've all got real big hairy feet.
Yeah. In the third season, like, oh, they gotta, the plot of the episode is they gotta plan Rick's wedding reception because he's marrying a lady Bigfoot.
Oh man, now this one has a lot of implications that we maybe could unpack. This one's Theodore Roosevelt, Klingon choreographer.
So the Klingons, they want to try out ballet. It's an art form they don't understand and have never tried before. And they need someone to teach it to them. But like regular dance teachers, they're all too prissy, you know, they can't handle being around these loud, violent, probably drunk on something Klingons. They need a Rough Rider.
I think they also show up on Earth and say, "Take me to your leader," and that is the President of the United States, Teddy Roosevelt. And then once they're there, they say, "Teach us your dance moves." And then
Teddy Roosevelt says, "Bully, what an opportunity."
Yeah, and he puts some cardboard down on the floor of the Oval Office and clicks play on that boombox.
Oh, so he's teaching them to break dance.
Yeah, I think it's a breakdancing movie. Oh. Okay. Zachary Taylor, bird haver.
I have to look up and see if Zachary Taylor owned a bird.
I mean, it doesn't have to be. This could be historical fiction.
It could be, but I want to see first if it's historical fact.
Look what I've found. His name is Pidgeotto.
Look what I got.
Andrew Johnson, carny molester.
I'm going to do a terrible job during Reformation, and also I'm going to touch this guy in a stripy shirt.
You want to throw a ring over the bottle? Throw a ring over your bottle.
You want to throw a ring over my dick?
Franklin D. Roosevelt, dolphin hallucinator.
Oh, the drugs they got him on for that polio are really messing him up.
Oh, this White House is full of porpoises.
Hey, I don't think Lisa Frank's been born yet, but she is everywhere right now.
Chester A. Arthur, wizard farmer.
Again. Is he a wizard who farms, or does he farm wizards?
I think he farms wizards.
They're pointy hats just growing them out of the ground, and he's pulling them out like potatoes.
Oh, it's a big one this time.
Ooh, his beard's not long enough yet. He's not ripe.
Harry S. Truman, apple noticer.
Cripes, but did you see those apples?
Yeah, no, Harry, we saw it. They're very red and shiny. Going by baker's dozen of those apples.
Mr. President, I have very important matters to speak. Hey, there's apples on your tie. Yes. Anyway, I noticed them. Right away. I always notice an apple.
My mother always said someday you'll grow up and you'll do great things and you'll see every apple in every room you walk into.
It's very specific, sir.
Okay. Now, see, this one could be cool. Warren G. Harding, race car haver.
Oh, Warren G. Harding always having affairs, picking up ladies in his cool race car.
Jimmy Carter, Wendigo biter.
Hey, man, listen. No, that's just Clinton again. I don't know how to do Carter.
Millard Fillmore, pirate masturbator. Now, to answer your question before you ask it, he is a pirate who masturbates.
Oh, okay. I kind of liked it better that, like, piracy's a real issue, and the only way Millard Fillmore can fix it is by jacking them pirates off.
Just jerking them clean off.
See, I've calmed their aggressive behavior, and now they just want to knit. Turns out they just needed to get laid.
They've been out on that boat for too long.
Yeah.
Barack Obama, God Stealer. Sounds like an actual Breitbart headline.
I was just going to say word for word that.
No, Barack Obama, Cthulhu Smoocher. That's got legs.
Now listen here. This guy, he may be coming to us from deep in the ocean. And he may have a scary face. It's got a bunch of tentacles and shit all over it. I don't fully comprehend it myself. But I'll tell you one thing. When those tentacles, they wrap around your head, and you lock lips with his beak, your life has just changed.
That's a very good Barack Obama. I didn't realize that Cthulhu had a beak.
I assume he does under there. I mean, he has his big old squid head.
Yeah, that's true. What about John Quincy Adams' Xenomorph King?
Ooh. So the Xenomorphs, they came to Earth in the 1800s, and John Quincy Adams proved himself such a fearsome warrior that they made him their king.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
They saw him swim naked in freezing cold river.
God damn it, I was just going to say that. It was all those naked lake swims really toughened him up.
Harry S. Truman, Bird Swallower.
Hot crackers, watch this. There was an entire California condor.
I can feel it flapping in my guts.
You just see the wings like beating against its stomach.
Okay, now this is another one where it's which version is it? William Henry Harrison, baby inventor.
It's definitely that he's inventing babies. He's not a baby who invents. He's definitely inventing new babies.
It's like an adult human, but smaller.
Check it out. This one never poops.
Oh, but it also dies very quickly.
But you know that happens to a lot of babies in these times.
Woodrow Wilson, unicorn heckler.
Your horn's dumb.
You got a shitty horn, and I'm racist.
Except Woodrow Wilson's not actually saying anything. It's actually his wife standing behind him with like her hand over her mouth a little bit. Your horn looks dumb, Woodrow.
James Madison, astronaut fluffer.
So I take that to mean like in the porn way?
Yeah. Well, I can't go into space like this.
I gotta go into space rock hard to fuck the moon people, James. To fuck the moon people, you have to help.
James K. Polk, demon fucker.
Hey there, sexy beast from hell. I like your horns. How'd you like to get a nice James K. Poke?
Oh. Okay, I think we can probably be done with this.
Yeah. Can I still give you my president ideas?
Yeah, sure. Knock yourself out.
So the thing I liked about this movie is how many like actual details from Lincoln's life that this tried to like tie in to the vampire mythos of it. Like, oh, you know how Lincoln's mother died in real life when he was very young? It's because a vampire murdered her. You know how Lincoln, a real guy who actually lived and had a life, lost his son tragically? It's because a vampire murdered him.
Right.
So I thought, what are some ways that we can take the real life tragedies of actual presidents and twist that into a thing that makes it a movie like this? So first one I got, FDR mech fighter.
Yep, that's good.
He's just got big old robot legs.
Mm-hmm. Kick Nazis in the pants.
Yeah, kick Nazis right in their pants. JFK, secret agent man.
Now, what about his life is like that?
He liked to drink and fuck ladies, so he's just doing James Bond. The presidency is just a cover.
Sure. The ultimate cover.
Yeah, the perfect cover. And then William Henry Harrison, his term was so short because he got Jack disease.
So he caught Jack disease. So he was a child.
Yeah, when he got elected. Yeah, he only lived to be like 8.
Mm-hmm.
He just looked very old, so they elected him president. But his time go by quicker, so he died very soon.
Yeah, they don't check anyone's birth certificate when they're elected president. We learned that the last time around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hey, real quick, can I pitch you William McKinley, doll rememberer? You know, I used to have a doll. I know. You told us, Mr. President.
I can tell you exactly what it looked like. No, that's good. We're good.
She had the most beautiful hair.
It was long and blonde and curly. Yep. We got it, buddy. So, Phil, which one of these are we going to make into a movie to cast?
I don't know. I'm still just going through the randomization. Millard Fillmore, Princess Smotherer, just came up.
Oh. Okay, maybe he's not like smothering them, like killing them. He's like Ice King. He wants to date princesses, but he's clingy.
James, let's do that. Oh, so he's smothering them in like an emotional way.
Yeah,
Well, how about this, James? How about I'm going to hit the random button one more time and whatever comes up, unless it's really problematic, that's the movie we make.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, if we get a shitty one, we can just roll the dice again and cut it out. So, yeah, let's do it.
No cuts, real life.
But what if we get a jumbled word soup that we can't do anything with?
Then that's all the more the challenge is. See? That
all
was
right.
word soup.
Then that's all the more the challenge is.
All right, so the movie we're going to make this day is John Tyler, Goblin Helper.
So, goblins killed William Henry Harrison.
Hold on, I got to look up stuff about John Tyler because I don't know anything about him.
He was William Henry Harrison's vice president. His presidential nickname was His Accidency because he, became president because William Henry Harrison died and people didn't like him very much.
Oh, he kind of looks like a goblin man.
He does a little bit.
So is it Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter style where we're seeing mainly like his young life leading up to the presidency?
Yeah, and then
I got it. Hold on, I got it. John Tyler, Goblin Helper. He is a goblin.
Oh, and he's just trying to help folks.
Who is trying to help his best friend, William Henry Harrison.
But okay, so it's kind of a DreamWorks type of formula where it's like, they pick an animal and the animal wants to be good at the opposite of the thing you'd expect that animal to be good at, and then they do it.
Yeah, like an ostrich on a unicycle.
Yeah, Yep. So he's, goblins are normally they're mischievous and mean little fuckers that fuck
They're
people's
horrible
lives
little
up.
critters. Yeah.
And John Tyler, he wants to be the helpful goblin, but he's not very good at it.
No, I mean, he puts on human clothes and puts on a big old suit with a big tie, and he goes into the big city. He leaves the woods, the wooded burrows and caves where goblins typically reside, and wait for lost travelers or unsuspecting passersby to get a little bit too close and then kill them with their horrible goblin knives and steal their gold to eat. But John Tyler, he sees into the eyes of these human beings, and he sees into their souls and hearts, and he says, I love each and every one of you, and I want to help you not get killed by goblins. So he puts on human clothes, he strips the corpses of one of the people that the goblins have murdered, He puts on their human clothes and he packs up his goblin satchel with a few small coins to have as a snack along the way. And he goes into the big city to see what he can do to help the human beings. And, the first thing that comes up is he joins the Whig Party and tries to help his friend get elected. His friend William Henry Harrison, who, everyone else at first is disgusted by the fact that he's a nasty goblin critter. But William Henry Harrison sees through that. And he's in the same way that John Tyler saw the humanity in the human beings the goblins were murdering, William Henry Harrison saw the humanity in this nasty little goblin man, John Tyler.
Yeah. So there's the end scene of this movie where Lincoln announces really loud to everybody that he's going to the theater.
Sure.
I think the last scene of this movie is like, John Tyler, he's done his job. He's helped William Henry Harrison win the election. And William Henry Harrison is like, we did it, old friend. Excellent work. And John Tyler's like, I can't wait to hear your inauguration speech, sir. And it starts to rain outside. And John Tyler's like, shouldn't you put on a coat, Will? And William Henry Harrison's like, no, I'll be fine.
I'll be good, you fucking goblin wuss. Leave me alone. Those were the last words he spoke to him.
Yep.
Yeah, I think then once John Tyler becomes president, a lot of the nasty goblin, like family members and associates of his, are trying to insinuate themselves into his administration and like try and have him influence policy to be more favorable to goblins, and he won't do it.
Pass that bill that eliminates all law enforcement anywhere in the woods. Woods are out of their jurisdiction and they can't go in there.
First of all, I don't think that I have that power as president. And second of all, no, because you murder people already and it's currently illegal. Why would you even care whether or not it's legal?
Make murder legal, John.
No, I don't want to. First, but again, I can't stress this enough. You already do lots and lots of murder. It's not like goblins are in jail anywhere. Why do you care whether or not it's legal? It's human society. My actions only affect human society.
Look, we want to move into the city because it looks nice, but we don't want to stop murdering people.
I think it's a fair compromise, John.
Oh, big city John, too good for his family all of a sudden. Jeez. Oh, are we cramping your style? You want us just to go back to the woods, John?
Yes,
yes. I would.
Please, you've shit all over the Oval Office and you've killed my secretary. Also, I think just like Abraham Lincoln was really tall for a human, John Tyler was really tall for a goblin.
That's why he never fit in.
Yeah.
The goblins, when they were younger, they were always like trying to teach him how to murder humans best. But like every time they're hiding behind a tree stump or whatever, they would see big, dumb, tall John Tyler's head. No human was fooled, and they all got away with their gold.
Man, how does his presidency end? He annexed Texas.
They tried to impeach him.
This man is a goblin. He cannot represent the human beings of the United States of America. There's no law in the Constitution that says a goblin can't be president.
Oh, they pull an Air Bud with it?
Yeah, they Air Bud him. And that's when we finally passed the 28th Amendment, which says goblins can't be president.
What's the actual 28th Amendment? Or is there one?
I think we got one. It's one of the secret amendments.
One of the 50 secret amendments.
Yeah, we've got all the public amendments people are allowed to know about, but then there's also a bunch of secret amendments about, nasty critters and fae folk and goblins and wizards and stuff that only those who are woke, only those who know about the real goings-ons of the world are allowed to see. And one of those is the 28th Amendment, which is goblins can't be president. Some of those other fake amendments are, of course, necromancy is illegal. Centaurs got to wear horse masks in public.
Yep. Wizards got to keep a cork on the end of their wands if they're in a government building.
Yeah, these are feeling less like constitutional amendments and more like laws.
No, we had to put them in the Constitution because mythical creatures are so powerful that normal laws can't stop them. It has to be an amendment.
Yeah, if it's amended in the Constitution, even magic can't undo it.
Yep. Ben Franklin thought of that when he put all those blood runes on the back of the Constitution.
Oh my God. I like this. I like this deeper world that we've created.
Yeah.
John Tyler, our first, worst, and last goblin president.
He's both the best and the worst goblin president we ever had. But he did, pave the way for other mythical creatures like Richard Nixon, our first creature from the Black Lagoon president.
Yeah. Yeah, and, the fucking ogre we got now.
Zing!
Got him.
Topical.
Fucking got him, dude. Also, Mitch McConnell is a... he's a...
Succubus.
No, succubuses are hot, man.
Well, he's not very good at it, so he became a politician.
Yeah, no, wait, hold on. Let me give it another one. Yeah, and Mitch McConnell, he's a Gamera.
Because he looks like a turtle?
Yeah.
I feel like you could have gone with Kappa, and that would have been better, because Gamera is just one turtle.
What's a Kappa?
It's a Japanese, turtle frog monster that eats people.
Yeah, he one of those. James, I'm sweating so bad. Can we cast this movie? I'm so uncomfortable.
Yeah. All right, so who do we have in our cast? We have John Tyler.
Right.
We got William Henry Harrison.
Goblin family members.
Yeah, I think probably, an aunt and a grandpa and some cousins.
And then maybe one or two members of his cabinet.
Who, of course, were...
I don't know. They all resigned during his... once he became president because they hated him so much.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did go through 4 of everybody, didn't he? Let's just pick some of the more well-known ones. John C. Calhoun can be there. He quits because he's racist against everyone, including goblins.
Yeah.
John C. Spencer was at different times his Secretary of War and the Treasury, so I think he's got to be there. And then I'm going to say Abel P. Upshur because I like his name.
Yeah, Abel P. Upshur is a real positive-sounding moniker.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm Abel and I'm Upshur, and I love to pee. James, should we randomize this one?
Hell yes.
All right, so let's cast our main man first, our goblin, our good helper goblin, John Tyler. So our movie is going to be The Cloverfield Paradox.
Ugh.
And our John Tyler is going to be a little somebody I like to call Roger Davies. He's known for being in The Cloverfield Paradox.
And now he's our first goblin president.
Congratulations, Roger Davies. You're playing John Tyler, history's first goblin president.
Yeah.
Shall we cast William Henry Harrison?
We shall.
So the movie's The Grinch. We're doing another one of these, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, how many times they got to make the same goddamn movie?
At least 3.
There's nobody listed in the cast except for Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, then I guess we know. I guess we know who William Henry Harrison is then, Phil.
Yeah, hey, Benedict Cumberbatch. Guess what? You're William Henry Harrison. That was easy. Let me look at a picture of old William Henry. Oh, looks just spitting image
of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, every day when William Henry Harrison first got elected president, people on the streets would be like, "Hey, aren't you Doctor Strange?" Be like, "No, I get that a lot. I'm the president." All right, let's cast some goblins. I think maybe a shitty goblin mother, and then maybe 2 shitty goblin cousins, and that should do the trick.
Yeah.
So from the movie Insidious, The Last Key. Hey, guess what? Let's pick all of our goblins from the same movie because goblins are insidious.
Okay.
So, hey, Tessa Farrer, you are the goblin mother.
I'm going to have so much to say about all these cast members because I recognize all these names.
Hey, Ava Kolker.
I believe that would be Ava.
Ava Kolker, you're a fucking goblin now.
I don't think anyone's named Ava, Phil.
Hey, Lynn Shay, guess what? You're a fucking goblin. You're all goblins in our movie.
Bunch of lady goblins.
They're all goblins. The key to this one is your goblins. This is the last key.
Good tie-in, Phil.
Thanks. Who else do I gotta do? John C. Calhoun.
Yeah.
From Annihilation. Gina Rodriguez, guess what? You're John C. Calhoun.
You're noted racist, John C. Calhoun.
Yeah, I think you can really bring a lot of gravitas to that role, Jane the Virgin.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You're going from Jane the Virgin to John the C. Calhoun. Nope. Not even a joke. Just saying things in the same cadence.
That's pretty on brand for us.
Hey, let's just cast let's cast our whole cabinet out of Annihilation. Who else we got?
Abel P. Upshur.
Hey, Abel P. Upshur, guess what? You're Sonoya Mizuno. Give me another cabinet member.
John C. Spencer.
Oh,
Calls
cool.
him John C1 and John C2.
Natalie Portman, you are John C. the Second.
Fuck yes.
Cool. Well, we've made the movie John Tyler Goblin Helper.
Yep.
And it's going to be really good. And we've cast a bunch of really good people who we knew who they are before we rolled them up.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And we invented the secret constitution, which is pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel good about it.
And we revealed Richard Nixon to be a creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, we've really discovered a lot about us and America's history.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Face your history, America.
Yeah.
We're run by monsters.
Yeah, we're basically been run by monsters and cowboy doctors the whole time.
Apple noticers.
Bird havers.
Bird swallowers.
Yeah.
Bunch of apple noticing bird swallowers, our presidents.
Hey, you can't swallow your bird and have it too.
That's true.
Oh my God, I'm boiling, James.
Yeah. Is it real melty there?
Yeah, I'm so hot. Well, thank you, James.
Thank you, Phil.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you to Cusick for the use of your song, Dragonfly. Yeah, that's how a dragonfly sounds. Please like and subscribe and review us on Apple Podcasts, or subscribe to whatever podcast generating system that you choose to use in your life. Because then this shit just comes at you automatic. Just comes automatic at you. And then you can choose to download the good episodes, but then you also have to download this episode.
And you won't know if they're good or bad till you listen to them, so.
That's true. You can follow us at Movie Improvie on Twitter. You can follow me at Movie Improvie on Twitter. Wait, that's not how that goes.
Nope.
You can follow me at Phil Stressman. You can follow James at Doc Professor Man. We're on Instagram, movie_improvie. And we love you.
We do.
We love
you so much. This is how much we love you. We've planned a special trip for you all. We're all going to get in the car together like one big family. We're going to take a road trip to a special place. A place that's been near and dear to my heart for a long, long, long time. And hey, Phil, you know what it is?
What it is?
It's Chinatown.
Oh, it's Chinatown.
Yeah, we're going to just take a nice trip up to Chinatown.
Oh, I love to go to a nice old, just hop on the bus and just let it take me until the end of the route and hop off of the bus and look around, and where am I? I'm in Chinatown.
Phil, we keep trying to tell you the bus station is not Chinatown.
Here, oh man, the lights are brighter. It's so beautiful here. Love it here in Chinatown. James, can I give you one or two more presidential randomizers before we part ways?
Yeah, let's do it.
I got Gerald Ford Ape Painter.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I really wanted to do with my free time, is just paint some apes.
Oh, look at the sheen of the color and the fur of this orangutan. The key is I layered in some purple underneath the orange to really make the colors pop.
Why'd you pardon Nixon?
That's an excellent question. Yes, I did use a real orangutan model to make this painting. I got him on loan from the zoo. We're friends now.
But he did die while I painted him. I made him stand still so his heart stopped beating. You're thinking of sharks.
I think that orangutan could have been saved.
I got Chester A. Arthur, Clown Seducer.
I don't like that one.
Chester,
how do I look? I think you need more makeup. More.
I want to close out on a good one.
Hey, Phil, I got one for you.
What do you got?
Millard Fillmore, Chinatown salesman.
Nice. Bye.
Goodbye.